What is up, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of Our 60 Journey. My name is Lucas, and I'm here to help us build healthy relationships. So I've noticed on other YouTube channels, because I follow, a good 10 to 20, 15, 16, who knows, YouTubers, and they tend to have reoccurring themes and reoccurring messages, and there are sometimes I'm listening to it, I'm kind of like, I've heard this before from you, can you say something new? But then I realized affirmations are a thing, aren't they? Affirmations are important. So today, I've decided to give a message I've given before. And I'm going to talk about relationships and being prepared and having a readiness for relationships. One of the biggest themes that I approach with my clients is letting go and being fully present in the moment. Because I'm telling you right now, 70%, and I'm being very, very, very gracious when I say 70%, 70% of the calls that I get online is a person holding on to a relationship that's not even in existence, that they're not even together. They've either broken up like recently, like a week ago, or they've broken up years. I've had people call about 10-year relationships that have been dead for 10 years, or they're calling about relationship with someone who's in a relationship. Like, I'm dating this person who's married and they're not, I'm not sure when they're going to leave. Do you see them breaking up and blah, blah. And one of my most recent videos is about dating people who are available and only being with people who are available. And I'm going to tell you why, because when a relationship is divinely orchestrated and it's happening from a place where the matrix, God, the universe has brought them to you and they're there for you, that person will be available. They will not be in another relationship. Like, they just will not be in another relationship. And it's completely different if you're dating someone who recently went through a breakup or who's already separated from their spouse and they're waiting for the legal contract to come through that's totally different than when someone is still with them and they haven't told them the blank. And we have to be present with ourselves. We have to remember that if we're holding on to something that's not actually there, we're keeping ourselves in a place of stagnation. We're not actually creating change in our lives. And it's so important to be free and to be in the moment and to experience life 100% with availability. Anytime we're with someone or we're waiting for someone, it's always the waiting. Like, if I wait, will they leave their partner? If I wait, will they start communicating? If I wait, will they let go? If I wait, will they give me this? And no. There's that probability of tossing a coin, because another thing I struggle so much with my clients is trying to explain that there is no future. There are hundreds of infinite numbers of futures, and we never know what's going to happen. We never know. And, a psychic, they can read the energy right now and tell you where it might go, but it's never a set in stone future. And there are so many people that they reach out to me and they ask me these questions of like black and white, yes or no answers. And I'm like, do you believe that your future is written? Because as soon as you agree to the notion that your future is written, you've basically said to me or the universe that you don't believe in free will. There is no free will. That things happen exactly as they're supposed to. And I don't believe that. I believe there are things that are supposed to happen. I recently watched a movie called The Time Machine, and a man's partner dies. She gets murdered in the park. He creates a time machine, goes back to save her, and she dies again. But this time she gets hit by a horse, like a horse in a carriage, run her over. And his whole goal for like 4 or 5 years is to build a time machine to go back and save her and to figure out why she died. Why can't he save her? And the main answer at the very end of the show was, you can't save her because if she hadn't have died, you wouldn't have built the time machine. And that whole like things happen as they're meant to is like, you can avoid trauma. You can like not deal with a relationship trauma from person A, But then as soon as you find person B, that same trauma shows up. And then C, same trauma shows up. And until you actually deal with the trauma and work through it, which almost always is codependency and unwilling to see things as they actually are, as soon as you deal with that trauma, a new door opens. And you're now walking down a different path. And again, you have like a checklist of things you're meant to do as a soul. You're meant to come into this body and to make checklists for yourself and to master certain things. But you don't have to. You don't have to. You can avoid them. You can lock yourself up in isolation and not deal with your problems as long as you want. But that's still your choice. You still have free will. And again, my message is if someone's not ready, let them go. Let them go. If they cheat on you to be with someone else, accept it. Let them go. And the thing is, they might come back. They might. But you might also find a new relationship. There's so many opportunities and avenues, but in order to actually be fully present and filled with your spirit, you have to be in the present. And if they're not with you in the present, that's all that matters. They're not here. Accept it. It's okay. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you again soon. Bye for now.